Hi everyone, it's Amanda. Today I'm going to be doing my June TBR of all the romance books that I want to read this month. All of these summer romance releases coming out in June, and July is even better in my opinion, so stick around. Be sure to like and subscribe down below for more bookish content from me. I'd love to have you here, and let's just get into the books. First we have You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. This is by the same author as The Death of Vivek Oji, and they write really good books that have deep messages and just good representation. So this one follows a widow that had lost their partner 5 years ago and never really dated or anything, and it is a romance. It's going to have a lot of talk on trauma and dealing with the death of a loved one and the guilt of being still alive, and I'm just really excited to see what they do with a romance. So this one is going to be one of the first ones that I read this month. Next we have a rom-com, So Not Meant to Be by Meghan Quinn. This is the second book in a standalone series. The first one's called A Not So Meet Cute, and that one was pretty good. I rated that one 4 stars. They are very like cringy rom-coms in a way that the rom-comness really comes out. So a lot of the times, you know, with Tessa Bailey and other rom-com authors, it's not quite as rom-commy, and I don't know how to explain it. It can just be a little more cringy, but you have to be in the mood for these type of books, and sometimes I am, especially in the summer. So this one is a When Harry Met Sally inspired rom-com, and it follows enemies to lovers, co-workers that are stuck together in a penthouse, and I just cannot wait because I really liked the first book, so obviously I feel like I'm gonna like the second book. It's enemies to lovers. The first one was fake dating, so definitely recommend picking up this series. I want to read more Meghan Quinn too, so if you have any recommendations of books that I should read by her, let me know. I know that 3 Little Words is really popular, so I might give that one a go too. Then we have Give Me More by Sarah Kate. This is the 3rd book in the Salacious Players Club series. That the first one is Praise. It's an age gap ex-boyfriend's dad. The second one is called Eyes on Me, and it's a stepbrother romance. And this one is male male female, male female male, and it's going to be so good. So it follows 2 best friends where one of them asks him to sleep with his wife, but also he's in love with his best friend, one of the characters. So I'm really excited to see how this is done. Just really excited for this series. It's been really fun to read, so I'm ready. Then of course we have My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. This is a spicy murder mystery, and it follows an elementary school teacher and a bounty hunter. The elementary school teacher, I think that her rental, she finds a dead body in it in Cape Cod. It just sounds like it's gonna be a really fun time. I love Tessa Bailey. I haven't rated any of her books less than 3 stars, and I just can't wait for another summer romance by her. Then we have The Inadequate Heir by Danielle Jensen. This is the 3rd book in the Bridge Kingdom series, but I think that it's a spin-off, so it follows completely different characters. It's enemies to lovers, and we also have a lot of war going on, just like the action-packed first 2 books. And I'm excited because I love this world. It's beautiful, it's different than what you've read before, and I just love all the water that surrounds these territories. So I'm definitely excited to have another enemies to lovers on the list. Then we have Every Summer After. This is the ultimate summer read, and I've seen a lot of people pick it up. It's a second chance romance that just has a really beachy lake house vibe, and it's been compared to Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, which I know a lot of people love. I haven't read that one yet, but I definitely will if I like this one because the 2 have been compared so much. I will also be reading A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is another thick boy. But me and Jess are doing our read along, and this month is this one. So if you want to join, Discord's always linked below. Hopefully I like this one more than the other 2. I think this one might be my favorite in this series, but we'll see. That's my prediction. Then we have The Half Orcs Maiden Bride by Ruby Dixon. This is the classic literature book club for this month. It'll be on the Roomies Digest channel because this is Christine's pick this month. It is a new release, and I believe that it's marriage of convenience between a half orc and a human, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's only 190 pages, so it's definitely shorter than the ones we picked in the past, and we've just been having so much fun doing these live shows with y'all, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Monster romance once again. cannot wait. Then for my other book clubs, we have Sugar and Spice book club. That one will be doing Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I've already personally read this book, but I can't wait to discuss it with y'all. And our guest host this month is Darian, so can't wait to discuss it. It's a good one for discussion, I feel like. And then we also have the Winers Book Club. I'll be hosting this month. I chose The Book of Night by Holly Black. I've already read this one as well. So if you want to read it and discuss with us, definitely do so. The live show will be at the end of the month. And I loved that book, so I definitely recommend it. It has shadow magic and it was just a lot of fun. It has very light romance, but I didn't mind that at all. I loved the whole fantasy world. And then I'm also a host for the Fanrow Book Club. We are reading the Guild Plated Prisoners series and we're on the second book, Glint, so we're excited to continue the series. It's a fantasy romance that is inspired by the myth of King Midas. I'll be hosting sprints on the 7th of June. Then I also really want to pick up this whole entire series by Sara Miller. I really loved Sara Miller's writing in Emily McIntyre and hers duo, so I've been wanting to pick up Sara Miller herself because I love Emily McIntyre and they're like besties, so I feel like I'm gonna love her books too. And the fourth one in this series comes out this month. It's an Apollo Daphne inspired romance, and these are all dark romances that are loosely inspired by myths. So we have Promises and Pomegranates. This one is Hades and Persephone inspired, so can't wait for it. You know, I've been putting this off. I put it on a recent TBR too, but I just never got to it. The second one is a bully rock star stalker romance, and then the third one I know is based on Helen of Troy, and it's also fake dating, which is one of my faves, and it's also like revenge plot and age gap. I mean, sign me up. And the fourth one that's coming out is called Arrows and Apologies, and it is age gap forbidden, and it's Apollo and Daphne inspired. So I really want to get to this series. I know I'll love it. I just need to dedicate the time to reading them all. Then lastly, we have Hey Mr. Marshall by Saffron Kent. This is a standalone in her series that starts with My Darling Arrow, I believe, and I have that one coming in the mail from a charity sale that I bought from, so I really want to get into this series, and this one just sounds like the best one in the series, so I really want to read this one. It's the fourth one in the series, but they're all standalone, so it doesn't matter. It is an age gap romance, also enemies to lovers, guardian ward, principal student. I need to read it. I need to read the whole series, but I'm reading this one first. I don't even care. I hope that I won't regret that later when I'm reading the first book, but I really want to read this one. Okay, y'all, I forgot about the 24-hour Kindle Unlimited readathon because I always forget something in my TBRs. So this is the vibe for this month. It's going to be June 10th and 11th this month. And our buddy read is going to be Diver's Heart by K.A. Knight. It's a reverse harem set in the ocean, I believe, and it's going to be a good ass time. So please be there. So I can't wait for all these steamy summer reads. Let me know down below your most anticipated read for June, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.